Happy Sunday, everyone. We have the awesome Trevor Morton with Cachet Real Estate Financing here with us. Trev, thanks for hanging out with us every Sunday.
Always a pleasure, guys.
We appreciate it. Hey, I'm a real estate agent on the residential side in San Antonio, and if anyone has not noticed, we're going into the spring and summer, and it's crazy. The market is, Bobby was, we did 11 offers, and none of them got accepted, right? Over 1 weekend.
We have buyers that, see, most buyers, they're out here to get a deal, right? And they're going to learn right away after losing 2 houses.
Or 4.
That even giving them what they want, like say the list price is $150,000, say you give them $150,000, it doesn't guarantee you're going to get the house. And chances are, in our current market, you're not going to get the house.
You're not going to get it. And this is really happening under $300,000, right?
No, let's tell them the reason why. There's just not a lot of inventory. There is no inventory.
Yeah.
So with one house, with any listing on the market right now under $200,000, there's probably 10, 15 people trying to buy the exact same house
every day. So what ends up happening is that we're with these buyers and we have them, pre-qualified with Cachet Real Estate Financing because they're the best lenders in town. And then we get to it's 150, 200,000, whatever the price is, we give it to them. But these buyers want closing costs, or they need closing costs, or whatever the case may be. And then they get beat out by someone else that doesn't need it.
So usually, if you would have been here 2 years ago,
Five
it
years
would have been very easy to ask for closing costs and get a seller to pay it. And that's not the case right now.
And closing costs are the finance charges that is the cost of the loan. So that's kind of underwriting fees. You need, some taxes and insurance in an escrow or savings account and all that kind of stuff. But Trevor, you have a solution though that's kind of helped out some of our buyers. Let's talk about it a little bit.
I do, JJ, and in layman's terms, what y'all just talked about, it is a seller's market 100%.
For sure.
And this day and age, people can qualify a lot easier than they can gather the cash to pay for all those closing costs plus their down payment. And we want to get you into that property for as little cash out of your pocket as possible. With your FHAs and with your conventionals, you can go in between 3.5 and 5% as a down payment, and that's always going to be required.
Sure.
But those closing costs we just talked about are not always required.
They're the buyer's responsibility, but it's usually with the sellers that we try to help get paid from, but that's just not happening. So what's the solution to the sellers not paying it?
So you can get a gift for it. There's one thing on that side, but what we actually specialize in is getting you to the point where we can cover all of those costs for you and allow you just to bring the down payment.
So let's give an example. Let's say the interest rate's 3.75 or 4. That doesn't matter. 3.75. You can actually say, you know what? We can have your 3.75 and you bring the whatever mounds of money to the table for closing costs, or we can just raise it up to 4% or whatever the case may be, and then it's covered.
That's actually a very accurate use of numbers for not being in the business.
Yeah,
it is around that. And we're still looking at the lowest interest rates we've literally ever seen in this market.
So let me just give an example.
4 is still not bad.
Yeah,
that's
4
right.
Still,
That's
4
where
is
I'm
still
going.
good. Over this 100-year span, if you told your grandparents that you got a 4% interest rate, they would be shocked because they were getting them at 13 or 8. Or I got my first house at 8. So I had this happen to a couple. It was either they have to pay their own closing costs, which at the time was $6,000, right, or they would raise their interest rate a quarter of a point, and it would only affect their payment $45 a month,
right.
And so they chose option B.
And here's something to consider as well. Typically, you're not staying in that house for 30 years.
Right.
You're going to be staying in that house on average in between 3 and 5 years. You're going to start a family or something's going to change and you're going to move on. So it's worth doing it and extending it over that short amount of time than bringing all that cash up front.
But you need the right lender to do this because most lenders don't even want to mess with this, but you guys do. So tell people, if they're out there shopping for houses and just getting turned down, how do they find the best lender in town?
You can give me a call personally on my own cell phone number at 210-725-1685, or you can find us online at www.cachetreef.com.